Oh, it's you. Why are you here? Have you ever seen that in the Korean dramas when they bump into each other somewhere and they're like, why are you here? Which I gather is just like a literal translation of what they usually say when they bump into someone. Which actually, when you think about it in English, is kind of funny that we say, oh, what are you doing here? Which is sort of long and involved. But I mean, if we were to say, why are you here in English, it would be like it could potentially trigger an existential crisis. Why am I here? Why am I here? Why am I here? I'm here to talk about this is BL number 2 because this is a very serious channel and we talk about things that matter and BL matters. I'm being kind of ironic and not at the same time. Like, if we're talking about, in the last video, I mentioned about how there was a push in Thailand to be more like Canada and the US in terms of the gay content that they put out. And I don't think it's necessary to copy. I think that what has happened organically in Asia is kind of awesome. And there were some countries that I didn't mention last time. Burma, Myanmar. For some reason, I like the name Burma better, maybe because it was the name of the country when I was born, so I'm attached to it, or whatever the reason. But actually, it is important to note that there are numerous ethnicities in Myanmar who are not Burmese. And some of them are, I think like the Burmese are kind of like the dominators at this point. And then there's like, I'm not sure if it's an ethnic cleansing or a genocide that's going on in Burma right now, but the Mon people are suffering. And there's a war going on, basically. Civil war. But this does not stop them from producing BL. And it's really good, actually. I watched one, which I linked in the other video. And it was amazingly shot, beautifully done, beautifully acted, quite different from other BL in Asia in the sense that other BL in Asia is usually like in a very, very modern setting where everything is kind of like an urban center of business, and there's this sort of professional environment usually, or it's like you have to realize in Thailand the age of consent is quite a bit lower, so they do feature high school romances, which would probably not be such a thing in the West. So yeah, so you have like the teen, the sort of teeny bopper dramas, and then you have the grown up stuff where you might have like executives, which they like to do in China, especially. Anyway, so Burmese BL, which is like it's one that I think I saw a movie also, but it's kind of like they really do amazing cinematography and art direction, and the golden hour is featured a lot, and really sort of it was sort of weird what they did though, because they did this like very slow contemplative, almost like courtship or something, and you actually had no idea who the two main guys were going to be for the longest time, and and then it took this sort of crime thriller turn, which was quite surprising. And it kind of got a little cheesy, maybe, because it was really, really overly melodramatic at that point, compared to the tone. But it didn't really, I didn't think it made it like bad or anything. It was just a little confusing. Anyway, so that was the Burmese one. And then the other country I wanted to talk about was North Korea, um, which obviously North Korea does not have BL. However, um, if you like to see men being affectionate, I would recommend that you watch a Korean movie from the time of Kim Jong Il, because I have never literally seen, I think experienced a hug between two guys that goes on that long. Like I was like, oh, it's, you know, they're hugging. Okay, they haven't seen each other in a while, and then they're hugging, they're hugging, they're hugging, and then it's not only that they're hugging, but they're also rubbing, and then rubbing their cheeks together, and then there's this sort of swooning and swaying. I was like, wow, that can happen between guys. That's kind of extraordinary. Um, and then you might have seen the sort of stealth pictures that were captured by the South Korean army on the border of North Korea, where they showed some officers who were embracing and I think kissing also. Um, and there was a bit of a hoopla about that. And, according to one defector from North Korea, she said that that is not necessarily a gay thing. It's just North Korean men are very huggy. And in the Chinese BL, like it takes a while before there's any kind of touching at all. Well, and now they've kind of banned any sort of touching, even in BL. So they're relying on like the subtext to convey the message. Anyway, I think I just realized my battery's dying, so that's all I really wanted to say about it for now. I'm gonna save this and upload it, but I just thought I'd say hi to you, and that was the. Oh wait, there's one more thing that I wanted to talk about, which was the fact that the first time I saw BL, Thai BL, where they do all this blinking and soft gazing at each other, it actually made me uncomfortable, which surprised me because I had never seen that level of affection demonstrated with the body language so kind of overtly and sustained for like such a for such long lingering moments. And I thought it was good. Like I thought it was healthy for me to see because I feel like that kind of what is often referred to as cringe is actually something that it's just like a knee-jerk judginess based on what we're used to seeing and what we're not used to seeing. And so my message with this video is to look past the cringe. If you feel a knee-jerk cringe to something, kind of observe it and then see what the cause of the cringe is, and maybe expand your thinking. Anyway, all right, that's it. That's all for now. Bye.